Yeah, what do we want to talk about?
All right, guys. Well, hey, welcome back to Zelda Warfare. In our next campaign, we'll be...
Do you want to rank something real quick?
How about all
For the rankings of
let's-
boy.
24
Party fell.
24 stages of Four Swords Adventures?
Let's rank. How much time do we have?
A lot.
All right, let's rank Link's Awakening dungeons.
All right, hold on.
Ooh, we're ranking dungeons.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kevin's got some input
I
here.
have some input.
Let's start. We'll go chronological order.
Okay. All right. So.
And Andy has some
I've
ideas.
got some thoughts. I've been writing.
all right, we got 4. All right.
Tail Cave, number 1.
All right.
We've got some good minds at this table.
We got a Nehru's Love in here.
This is the greatest episode of Hyrule Compendium.
All right.
This is.
This is like the live Hyrule Compendium.
All right,
no
no-
cuts,
this
no
is-
nothing.
No Nehru's Love.
No Nehru's Love here. We have to
Okay.
agree.
We have to.
All right.
I know this is gonna be impossible with
We
Andy
could-
involved here.
Well, we can come
And
to
he's
a
like,
vote
I
if
love
we
Bottle
have to.
Grotto. It's the best.
All right.
All right.
Fine dungeon.
So Tail Cave. I'll start us off.
Perfect.
Simple. You get Rock's Feather. Awesome. You get Rolling Bones as the mini boss.
It's a good mini boss.
Yeah, nothing wrong with him.
Moldorm.
Fine.
I like
He's okay. You know, we saw him already in A Link to the Past, so yeah. All right.
Whatever though.
Bottle Grotto. What do you think, Kevin?
I like Bottle Grotto. There's a good amount of puzzles, and you use the dungeon item pretty well.
The dungeon. That's picking up stuff.
Power Bracelet is not. It's like a C- kind of item, I think.
Yeah, I'd like the power bracelet to take like, this is Link's Awakening on Switch I'm talking about here, to do like an Ocarina of Time kind of deal where it's like you don't have to equip it.
That's not happening.
I know
the
it's
power
not.
bracelet should be automatically equipped all the time, like the flippers. You should not have to equip that thing. It's ridiculous that you do.
Yeah.
That is a C- item at best.
Oh
No, I think it's a good item. I like that the first time around when you get it, before you get the mitts, it like significantly impacts the gameplay.
I like Bottle Grotto, but there's one downfall. Is the one room with the Pulse voice.
I actually like that.
No, that's
one.
great.
Do you
I
like
love
that?
I like that the stone beat comes into play.
Yeah, you
The
have
stone beat,
to get the
beat
stone
does,
beat.
and you have to realize like, you know,
Right,
you
team
have to
stone
do
beat,
it in
yeah.
a certain order. But then the room directly after that, counterintuitive to all of that. You just do them in any order. I would have liked if the second room had the same kind of
I'm
thing.
not buying
you had to
that
get
argument.
you had to get a second stone beat.
I'm cutting you off.
We
I don't
had-
agree
we
with
need-
you on that.
We need 2
But-
beats.
But I'm gonna say
Double beacon.
mini boss Hynix.
No, I
he's
like
like
the
he's
Hynix.
like a regular boss in some of the later dungeons.
I would say
Yeah,
it's
he's
a,
in Catfish's Maw.
And Genie is such a slow, tedious
You have to
battle.
wait.
Genie, the boss fight for Genie really weighs it down because you got all that text that you just can't skip. But haha, I'm in my bottle.
They're probably gonna
and it's-
fix that in
So-
the.
He's
I
safe in
hope
that
that they
bottle.
do,
You can't beat him.
So I'm saying Tail Cave, Bottle Grotto.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I
agree
agree.
with
Yeah.
All right, you heard it
agree
here
with that.
first.
I think Tail Cave is a
We
very
get some
good
graphics
intro.
Yeah.
up here.
All right.
Get our
Yeah.
graphics department
It's right here,
Who's
right?
got a piece of Lane? Can you find a piece of paper and a marker? Or
All
something?
right, we got Key Cavern. Thoughts on Key Cavern?
Key
Goop?
Cavern. I like the troll keys where you can go into all those useless rooms.
Okay.
I think it's very thematic with the title of the
Yep.
dungeon.
Okay.
The theme is
You know
keys.
what too is most people will probably
key-based
start
dungeon.
left to right. So the room that you eventually need is probably the last one that you're gonna
Yeah,
do.
it is annoying, but I like it. It's a welcome annoyance. I like again the Pegasus boots even more than the bracelet make the gameplay even more fun. Like, for one, I'm gonna take a step back. I love Rock's Feather. I think it's amazing that the first item you get
It's a pretty good
from the
first
game
item.
in a dungeon
Yeah.
does something that you're not used to doing in a 2D Zelda game. At jumping around, and it's the first one you get, and then now you can run and jump. I think that
Cool mechanic.
is a cool mechanic.
I think it's a downgrade as
Put
a
'em here.
Pegasus boot compared to we saw it in A Link to the Past, and I think I like the Pegasus. I believe shoes in A Link to the Past better. They felt like watered down Pegasus. Like you had to use an item equipped for it. It was sort of like what you were saying
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
bracelet.
yeah.
I think that the Rock's
Can I tear a
Feather
page out?
and the Pegasus boots could be like separate buttons, and that
Yeah.
that would make it a lot nicer.
I'm a fan of like dungeons
forbid
where
we
you
have a
need to
jump button in
round up
Zelda.
a bunch of different keys to like get like you have the sequence of the 1, 2, 3, 4 keys.
Yeah.
I like that kind of sequence.
That is cool.
And you can go explore different parts of the dungeon.
Points there.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here, but the last boss in that dungeon is disappointing.
Slime Eye. Well, we had the Dodongo snakes as the mini boss.
It's okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another one that became. Hold on. Another one that became mini boss in Face Shrine. Not even mini boss status, just like
He was just
gonna show
there.
up.
enemy and also in Turtle
And
Rock.
Turtle Rock, yeah.
So it's like, is
know
that
what-
even a mini boss?
You know what Goo told me that is true, that was really cool, is if you kill one of the Dodongos and you leave, they're both dead.
That's kind
I
of
was
cool.
gonna
You know,
say
it
this,
can't-
but you were cutting me off.
It can't survive without its partner.
That's right.
That's romantic.
I
It
didn't know
is.
that.
They're,
Yeah,
they're
that
partner-
final boss
They're
is...
star-crossed lover Dodongo snakes.
So I'm gonna say
Wait, what's the final boss again? The slime.
Slime
Slime
Eyes.
Eyes.
Slimo that you cut in half. And
Listen,
then you...
run into the
Slime.
wall.
But I mean, compared to the genie, you know, I think it's better than the
I like
genie.
Slime
he's
Eyes.
better than the genie.
We got to move along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Tail Cave stays here. I'm gonna say Key Cavern slides in at the 2 slot, and Bottle Grotto at number 3.
I can
I'm
agree with that.
alright with
Yeah,
this.
can agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
This is going well.
I agree.
We got 4 dominant personalities. We're getting along famously. This is great.
All right.
It might all come apart here.
Well,
I
you
like
know
to
what?
think that we're 4 very argumentative people.
I'm gonna say we're gonna be okay with Angler's Tunnel as the.
Well, what do we think about Angler's Tunnel?
I'm gonna flat out say this one sucks.
I wouldn't
It
say
sucks.
it's the worst one. I think I like it better
It has
Bottle Grotto.
the easiest boss
yeah.
Yes.
in the entire Legend of Zelda. You can
Glub,
beat him.
glub, bro. glub it up.
I believe you can beat him without
Glub,
moving.
dub, dub.
Yeah, he just goes up and down, up and down. You can just slash away. He's literally
not a very,
dead in seconds.
He's not a very
I don't
difficult
think you
boss.
need to use your eyes to beat this boss.
No, you don't.
He's got personality though.
It's
you know?
it's a disappointing boss
The
fight.
wow
The mini
factor.
boss is kind of okay.
Well,
though.
you know what? The mini boss Cue Ball, you fight him in Turtle Rock as well.
You do.
Cue
You
ball.
do.
Yeah, you do.
He goes around and around.
Oh, I like him.
That's a
actually-
good mini boss. Though.
And then
like,
they put that straight up in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And
The big octo.
in,
Yeah,
Jabba
Jabba Jabba.
that's actually I think the best
I
mini
like him.
boss we've done so far.
Because
Yeah,
we see him in
I
Turtle
agree.
Rock too. Yeah.
I
He's
feel
a
like
good
the mini boss
I
kind of
think.
offsets the regular boss. I don't know. I like Angler's Tunnel.
I don't.
I like
It's not that bad really though, because you get some nice like the only thing I don't like is the room with the 5
Stars.
yeah,
And
the
you have
5
to jump
stars,
to-
5 blocks. That's kind of a lame room.
I like the one thing, my favorite thing about Angler's Tunnel is, and I was telling you about this, how even though it's a tiny, the tiny game and all these tiny screens, they do a good job of making you feel the geography of it, because you're going around that
some
whole
loop-de-loops
center thing,
several times,
and
yeah.
you see later parts of the dungeon, and I think that's pretty impressive to pull off in a small game like this. But
All right.
let's just think.
If you were asking me, I'd put it second to last.
Let's start from the bottom.
not
I
'cause-
don't know about that.
What would
Is
we
it
put at the
boss?
bottom?
We have got Bottle Grotto as the
Bottle
Bottle
worst.
Grotto.
The genie just kills Bottle Grotto.
What do we
Dead
think about the
last.
item of Angler's Tunnel?
It's a
We
good
get the
item.
flippers.
Yeah, it's a nice item.
Unequipable. You don't really use it. It's just
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
there.
But I mean, that's how the power bracelet should
Yeah,
be.
I
And you
actually
get that
I think it
that's
should be.
fine.
Yeah. I think
We're
the
talking more about the limitations of the Game Boy at that point. If we're talking about the brace, like the bracelet is a good
but
item.
I mean,
think.
if the flippers can be an unequivocable item, why couldn't the power bracelet? And why
I
do you
don't
have
know,
why
I'm
do you have a
not-
level 2 power bracelet?
That's the point.
Wait. Let's not jump ahead to Face
Yeah.
Shrine here.
I'm
Come
trying
on.
I'd have
Close
to,
your butt cheeks.
They're clenching.
But okay,
I'm
so
clenching up right now. Okay.
I will say,
Unclench.
the angler dungeon boss, this most brain dead fight you could ever do.
Yes.
But
I don't think
still
it's very exciting.
significantly less annoying than the genie.
Yeah.
I would fight that angler for the rest of my life.
The genie. It takes
Wow.
so long, and there's
You know
so
what?
much text.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with keeping Tail Cave is staying on top.
Yeah, it's so
There's
good.
no-
Tail
there's
Cave is
no-
a very good dungeon.
So we got Tail Cave,
Alright.
Key
I think it's
Cavern,
great.
Angler's Tunnel 3,
Yep.
Bottle Grotto 4.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yep.
I like.
All right. We're good.
Okay.
I'm not arguing over that. I'll too sweet that.
Okay, we're gonna
pretty good.
move on to
All right.
Catfish's Maw. I think we're gonna have some diversity here.
I think we are
Okay.
too.
See, all right, Catfish's Maw. First thing comes to mind is you got a character. Actually, I'm gonna call him a character, not
He
just
is
a
a
boss.
character. He is text.
Good old Master Stalfos.
I like
Yeah.
him.
You fight him 4 times.
I like Master Stalfos.
It's a really well designed dungeon. You can tell by the blocks in every corner which room that you're supposed to be in, which fight that you get to.
Yeah.
You know that if you've stumbled upon the room with 3 blocks instead of the room with 2, then you need to kind of bookmark that room in your mind and go back to there later. It's really well laid out, so that way, like, if you know where you're going, you can hit 1 and then 2, 3, come back for 4. I think it's really well designed. It's a great item.
You get the hook shot.
Yep.
As another
hook
item.
shot, yeah.
There's also
A really fun.
a completely 100% optional mini boss
Goma.
in front of the 2 Gomas.
Goma, yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
to be seen anywhere else in the game. I think. Or is that?
Goma is unique to Catfish's Maw.
That's fantastic.
That's fun.
Yeah.
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 There's a lot of
Not that you ever
uniqueness.
fight him.
No, I never do. No, God forbid. No, Goma, I've never seen
This
that.
doesn't
Candlelit
sound as
Castle?
diverse as I thought
Who's
it would,
Richard?
because I
I don't know that guy.
was pretty high
I
on
didn't hear
Catfish's
that.
Maw.
I would say again, it adds to what I think each item does, which it opens up your mobility in the game, and then
Yeah.
the hook shot just blows it wide open. for
I
the
like
most
the
part.
hook shot.
The hook
And I
shot
like-
is a very satisfying item.
You can use it with the rock's feather to jump, and then latch on to do some.
Yeah.
I will
And
say
you can do a lot of really cool tricks in Catfish's
I'm not high
Maw.
on the boss.
Is it? It's not.
Oh, you don't like
Slime
slime eel?
eel.
Slime eel.
I'm
There's
not
slime
big-
eyes and slime eel.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
Nintendo.
I don't think that slime eel is the most interesting boss. But I
In
think
general,
that's,
I don't think Link's Awakening bosses are.
I would
That
agree with
great.
that.
Oh yeah.
I would agree with
oh,
that.
man, I like some good. There's some good
we
Link's
got some
Awakening
good
bosses.
ones coming up later.
None we've talked about so
But the,
far, like
um,
Light My World on
I think
Fire.
that this
I don't
boss is
think-
one of the better ones. 'Cause
Yeah.
at least it
I
has
don't
like
know
a
about
kind of a
that.
good gimmick where you have the
Yeah,
4
but
spots where you
he's
can
very
come out.
random. I don't think it's very rewarding to fight him.
He's
Lot-
fine.
He's
The
also
best-
a little difficult to hit with the hook shot.
the
and I don't
best-
think it's very fair.
To me, the best thing about all the bosses is the like little bits of text before the fight.
Now,
Yeah.
There's
It's like
You know what the best part is
I will
after the
kill
fight
you,
actually.
or something like that.
Yes.
It's like I will eat
After
you.
the fight, it's almost like they're pleading with Link not to wake up the Windfish, and that
Yeah.
always like kind of hit me.
And it gets more
It
intense
makes you want to
as
turn
go
off your
on.
Game Boy.
It makes me want to
Yeah.
overall.
keep the dream.
I think this is a solid dungeon. A little too much backtracking for my liking. I don't like where you fight the Master Stoffels, where you get the hook
Yeah.
shot. You got to go there like twice.
Right.
Go through that side scrolling area multiple times.
I think it's a very unique dungeon.
I think
in
the
Zelda
backtracking
series. It's very
isn't
different than other
the worst.
dungeons.
All right,
I'm ready to say that this is the
Especially
best
with the
dungeon
map.
thus far.
I think it's better than Bottle Grotto. We're good on that.
I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Better than English Tunnel.
Yes.
definitely.
Better than Key Cavern.
Yes.
Sure.
I'll give it that.
I'll give it.
I'm
that,
not
yeah.
giving it better than Tail Cave.
No,
I'm
Tail
giving it
Cave
better
is
than
top
Tail
tier.
Cave.
Top tier.
Tail Cave.
Tail Cave.
Is the best of all tail dungeons in the Zelda series.
Yes.
Maybe even the best cave.
Oh,
Wow.
The Cave of Flamos.
Wait, are caves and
Flamos?
caverns separate, or are they
where,
the same thing?
where are we at on the Tail Cave versus
so
Catfish's Maw?
Catfish's Maw is number 2 defined, maybe number 1, depending on what Gooey has to say here.
I think I'm sticking with my boy Tail Cave.
Yep.
What do you got?
Where I'm at is I think this is I'm gonna have to be convinced because I think Catfish's Maw has some higher highs, but I think Tail Cave is like just like killing it on almost every level.
The thing about Tail Cave though is
It's solid.
it's so basic.
That's got that optional room that you have to come back to with a bomb to get the seashell.
It's so basic.
Backtracking.
It's a perfect first
good.
dungeon, but
3
at
rooms
some
in, though.
point, the
That's okay.
basicness
It's not-
and
it's not far.
functionary nature of those first dungeons.
It's got that pink color.
Much like the Deku
pink.
Tree from Ocarina of
Pink.
Time, you just have to.
That's
move
one of the
on
best
and
dungeons in
acknowledge-
Ocarina of Time.
I know that it is, but you
It
need
might
to
be the best
acknowledge the
one.
more complex, layered dungeons, and I feel like Catfish.
All right, we
is
heard
one
what
of
you
them.
had to say. What do you think?
I think that Tail Cave is still above that.
I'm going with Tail Cave.
Catfish's Maw is a very
You're going
good
with Tail
dungeon.
Cave.
Tail Cave is
I'm
in.
undecided.
You're undecided. You're Catfish's Maw.
I feel like
I'm seeing 2
I
to
feel like
1.
if it's undecided.
2 to 1
it's
to
gonna
1.
be-
Yeah.
Tail Cave stays
All
on
right,
top.
all right.
Moving on
I like
to
Tail
the
Cave.
Face Shrine, otherwise known as North Face Shrine.
Yes, there's
Ugh.
2 parts. There's a southern and the northern face
You
shrine.
know, the south they seceded. They're not part of this.
Okay.
We're only dealing with the main.
The South
phase
has the
shrine.
history of the windfish, though.
You know
Good
what?
point, yeah,
Well,
really.
you get the key from there. I was gonna say, it is a cool factor that plays into the dungeon to me from a story perspective.
I guess so.
That it's tied to this other. It's like the bottom of the well. You know, it's not. I still think that's a cool element that does play a small factor.
It's a twofer.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a twofer.
But we won't talk about it.
So right away, the dungeon item we alluded to it earlier. The level 2 power
it's
bracelet.
a little
Disappointing.
weak.
It
You're
does
picking up
not.
elephants.
You know what? We said C- earlier. I'm giving this dungeon item an F.
Oh,
Yeah.
F.
It does not alter the gameplay at all. That was my problem
There's
with it.
that one point. Maybe there. Correct
No,
me if I'm
it
wrong.
really
Maybe there are
doesn't.
some other big elephant statues that you find in the world elsewhere, but like you don't use it as at a single point in this game, other than the phase shrine.
All it
That's
is.
an F of an already bad item that should be automatically
I
equipped.
F.
I agree. Even though I think I like the bracelets. But yeah, it's all it is they just needed another. They needed another item to gate you behind in the dungeon, and they couldn't think of something else to do.
So we got a dungeon boss smasher, cute little guy,
I don't like Smasher.
cute guy.
That
I'm
fight
not a
is kind
fan.
of annoying. It
You
is
know,
cute though.
I think history has treated him poorly since he's become a reoccurring boss in some of the later games, and he was
he's
also
not-
in Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock Smasher.
I like when they reuse them. That to me, that's never been a
I'm not
knockoff.
the biggest fan of Smasher.
But maybe compounded Smasher with a good old facade. That's the
Oh yeah, he's got
Facade-
facade in.
Facade gets points for me because most of the bosses are easy, but he's like one of the easiest bosses in the game. But he taunts you and he calls you a dummy,
That's good stuff.
and that to me that's points
That's
because
good heel work.
he's such a jabroni, but he's like
He's working the crowd.
yeah
Is it better than Genie?
He gets good
Oh,
heel
yeah.
heat.
yeah.
For
Is
sure.
it X-Pac heat?
No, I love it. I'm a big fan. It's better than Genie because you can basically get right into it. You know, there's a little bit of text, but it's not. Yeah, you can't hurt me.
A bit of a bulkier dungeon too, compared to the earlier
I
ones.
like yeah.
There's some confusing parts where you can keep going north and north and north,
Yeah.
where it circles around.
The one room in particular where you have to bomb the wall, like right away off the room on the left, is if you don't know what you're doing, it'll take you a while to get
Yeah.
that right.
A lot of optional rooms, optional treasure chests.
I like that.
I'm gonna say
It's a little.
it's in the lower end of what
Yeah.
we've done.
It's like
But
a,
I'm gonna say
it's a
it's-
C or something.
I'm
saying
throwing
it's
it
better
above
than-
Angler's Tunnel.
You're throwing above Angler.
Yeah.
I was
I can agree to
thinking
that.
I was thinking below Angler and above Bottle Grotto.
Wait, Bottle Grotto.
So we got Tail Cave staying on top.
Yeah.
Are we assuming
Catfish's
that?
Maw is staying at 2.
Yes,
Key Cavern is staying at 3.
yes. Those are all
Those are for
very
sure.
solid.
Are we
we're not-
assuming this is the south and
So
north
for-
face shrine? Or just
North,
the,
just Face
just
Shrine.
north
north.
face shrine? Okay.
So 4, we're saying it's either Angler's Tunnel or Face Shrine.
I gotta go Face Shrine.
I think the face shrine is a little bit more impactful.
I could be
than
convinced
Angler's
either way.
Tunnel.
I don't.
For the whole.
I
trial,
guess I
the
could
whole
if,
deal.
if there's someone who wants.
I'm
whole-
sticking
the
with
whole
Angler, but
package.
you're neutral. We got 2 Face Shrines. The deed has been
I
done.
think the face shrine
Yeah.
is,
Face
is
shrine.
holding it above.
You know
Number
what, though?
4.
It has just an awful item. But yeah, let's just leave it.
There's like
Let's move on.
2 or 3 more.
We're
Decent
almost,
music,
We're almost done.
We got 2 more songs. Okay.
2 more songs that
Almost-
Moses is gonna sing.
We got Eagle's Tower, the 7th dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Even though you guys played 8th or 7th.
Yeah.
You
Actually,
played
you
it.
guys still played 7th because English Tunnel goes 8th. But
Oh yeah.
Eagle's Tower
Second to last.
is a very complicated dungeon the first
Yes.
time you play it.
Yes.
Yes, it
It's
is.
multi-layered, multi-floored. You got the pillars.
Optional rooms.
You got another character, I would say. I don't know his
Oh,
name.
Vire?
No.
What's his name?
Fire with the bats, right?
Bird.
It's
the
Fire.
bird is it bats or
His
birds?
name is Vire.
Vire is
Vire,
not
okay.
in Eagle's Tower.
You're thinking of.
No, his name is Vire.
The guy who commands
Vire
the
is
6
in Turtle Rock.
birds that
Oh,
you need
it
to
is
fight.
Vire.
The guy, he's like a skull.
Right. He's
Yeah.
a skull. He flies the bird boss at the end. I can't remember his name.
Evil
either.
Eagle is the boss.
So
But it's not Fire, you're right. It's I don't know, Johnny.
Skull Dude.
Skull Dude.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Eagle.
So I actually just ran this dungeon about 30 minutes ago, just practicing. And the thing about this dungeon is you can completely skip the mirror shield. Like it's not required at all.
Not a good item.
Not a good item.
It's just another gate, basically.
Yeah. A lot of optional rooms in this dungeon.
If you don't know where you're going, you're going to be doing that tile room over and over and over.
The other items you get do something though when you get them, other than just gate you.
You have
stuff.
It's not a dungeon item, but it's I would call it a dungeon object in the big bowling ball.
Yeah.
You throwing it around.
I like. So that's one of the first dungeons in the whole series where it's not just about finding keys to do something. It's about altering the dungeon layout, which
I like that a lot.
You break the pillars and the second floor collapses, and suddenly there's all.
Now that's like at least a dungeon in every game has a staple.
I wish it would have been implemented more though, because like it collapses and then you just go right to the boss. Where like maybe they could have.
There's some more optional rooms.
There's some optional rooms.
I guess
once you
I guess there's
collapse
some
it,
optional stuff, but
I think for its time, it's really
generally
good.
you head right there. Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is in the upper echelon.
Yeah.
This is a very good dungeon.
Ooh, you don't think so?
No,
okay.
I don't think so.
You don't
Really?
think so?
I think this is one of the best dungeons in the game.
I'd put it below Face Shrine.
Oh, so you're. I think you're the outlier here.
Yeah.
So in other words, you don't matter.
Oh my god.
For statistical purposes.
I don't know how I'd rate this.
I was like, I'm thinking
would you
Tail
put it?
Cave is barely ahead still.
Yes.
But I'm sticking with Tail Cave.
I think it's just under Tail Cave.
Because I like the boss, the Evil Eagle, the setting, the outdoor, the bird.
You use the mirror shield for it too.
Yeah.
If you do it the correct way. If you do it the Dumbo way, where I get the magic rod and hit him.
No.
That doesn't exist in this ranking.
Well, where do you put it?
I would put it right under Tail Cave.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Were you gonna argue above?
No.
You were not gonna argue one.
No.
Oh wait, above.
Like
above
as number
Tail
one
Cave.
so far.
Oh. It's more to do with the shield. I'm not
Okay.
too much of a fan of. I put it below the what's the one below Tail Cave?
Key Cavern.
Catfish
Catfish
Maw.
Maw.
I put it.
Catfish Maw.
Yeah, I still think Catfish Maw is operating at a very solid level.
Hookshot is solid. Master Stalfos.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I think where Gooey put that
I'm not
is
very
okay.
happy with the dungeon item for Eagle's Tower, but I think that the dungeon, the mini boss, the boss, and the way that you interact with it, just
You know what? That's a good point, though.
it does a lot more
innovative
for the entire dungeon. I think it's fun,
Okay.
and it's one of the more challenging like puzzles
It's a tough
to
dungeon.
solve.
It's a really tough.
very
And
hard
the
dungeon.
entire dungeon is built around this big puzzle that you're trying to solve. I think that's really cool.
I'm open to
very
rewarding
unique.
it for like having these high highs and being super influential and experimental, as opposed to going back to what you were saying earlier, Tail Cave being a really solid first dungeon.
Are you
That's-
okay conceding it as number 2?
I don't know, because you were going pretty low.
I couldn't.
How
what?
much
You know
better
what?
is
No, you know
Catfish's
what?
Maw?
We're both at 2. He's at 3, but he's at like 6.
Yeah.
So I think we got to
Andy's
give in
irrelevant.
here.
I think
we gotta
3
give
is-
in.
I think
So-
number
so-
3 would be a good compromise.
I want to hear Goo. Why is Catfish's Maw better than this dungeon?
Catfish's Maw? Well, I just think it's overall like solid, like
Hookshot.
Is it the hook shot? You use it a
It's
lot.
a hook shot.
Maybe the best item.
the hookshot
It's
is the
a-
best
it's
item in
very
this
good.
game.
it's a hook shot. It also does does the mini boss character thing first.
Yeah.
And the boss too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you use the mirror shield against the boss
Let's
in Eagle's Tower.
let's
Do we
give
wanna-
him
we'll
let's
give
give
him
him this
three?
one.
Yeah.
We're gonna give him this one.
All right.
We've
Eagle's Tower
got
is
Tail
good.
Cave, number 1.
Yes.
We got
Insurmountable.
Catfish's Maw 2, Eagle's Tower 3. We got Key Cavern 4.
Are you the world record?
English Tunnel. English Tunnel?
My time's about double.
I believe
the
we
world record.
put
Face Shrine.
Face Shrine,
Shrine.
Eagle's Tower, and then Bottle
English
Tunnel.
English Tunnel, Bottle Grotto.
Yes.
Grotto.
Okay.
All
All right. Last
Yes.
but not
The
least,
nostalgic ghost. Oh, sorry.
Turtle.
we got Turtle Rock.
Rock.
I call this the greatest hits dungeon. You fight Hynix again. You fight Cue Ball again. You
Yeah.
fight Smasher again. It's kind of like a Ganon's Tower from A Link to the Past vibe to it.
It's a good dungeon.
It's like the last.
the Dongo snakes
It's
are
a
in
great
there.
dungeon, I think.
You
Yeah.
see Vire. You meet him. Who I
Yes.
don't like him, but you know he's
He-
alright.
he-
I
He's-
wouldn't put
taunts
it
you
above
throughout it,
Catfish's
though.
Maw, but I also I just
For
can't.
Blano?
I can't fathom us putting Tail Cave as the number
champ.
1 dungeon in this game. it's too basic.
You get hothead. You get.
I think we already made our bed. Is the thing,
There's like 9 bosses in this dungeon
Yeah.
if you like count them all.
You know what?
There's
I'm gonna say number one.
rooms.
Magic
You got a
rod.
great item. It's a good
good
mini
item.
boss.
the item feels good when you get it.
It's very satisfying.
It doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's not one where I'm like, ooh, I move about the world in a different way, but it's
Oh,
like
you're killing things.
I'm roasting dudes,
Yeah.
which feels
Yeah.
good.
One's
Final-
very
final
powerful.
bosses can be a little disappointing. in this
Hothead is all right. I think he's okay. He's
Hothead
middle
is-
of the road.
Hothead is
Yeah.
tough too, because Hothead can hit you if you're running the game like super quick and you don't get all the optional heart containers.
Right.
And Hothead can kill you in 2 hits.
We were playing earlier and he hit me once.
Yeah.
I was half dead.
You're
Very
half dead.
confusing
He
dungeon
can do
too.
4 hearts of damage if you, don't
what
have
it has,
the blue
though,
ring.
is again the sequence of keys that are kind of
Blue
right
ring.
next to each other that you need to unlock,
Mhm.
which I like, kind of gathering those keys
Oh
and
yeah,
bringing them
I'm
to
thinking
one
of
place.
Oracle Seasons.
I don't love the pushing the thing and filling in the. I think
No,
that,
I'm okay with those.
I think they did that kind of puzzle better in whichever Oracle game had it where you walk on the tiles and.
Oracle of Ages had
Ages,
that,
yeah.
yeah. where you're-
But whatever, it's a fun puzzle. It's just sometimes the mechanics of it.
I like that
There's-
it gives you options though, where you can explore the dungeon. You can do things in a lot of order. I think we all agree it's one of the best ones.
I think it's
Yes.
one of the best.
I think that Turtle Rock is the best dungeon in this game.
Before we even get there, too, the fight to get into Turtle Rock was also really
Fight the-
awesome.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mini
You play
boss.
the song and you just walk
Simple,
through
but
'em.
Add a tech boss to it to
Yeah.
the list. You're putting it as
You
number
we
one.
don't talk about that.
Wait,
You
wait.
fight him?
yeah.
Oh, you.
Oh, you poor
we'll,
soul.
We'll talk about this later.
Oh god.
So you're putting it as number one. You're putting it as number one.
I love this dungeon.
I'm sticking to my guns in Tail Cave. It's the greatest tale in all of Zelda.
It is, but this is a good dungeon.
I almost I want to no. Okay, no, I'm gonna put it number one also.
Okay,
Yeah.
There it
So-
is.
so we got it. The definitive.
ranking.
Whoa, color dungeon.
I don't know if
Um,
that falls
I don't
in
know
here.
if I can properly comment on that. I haven't
Dude,
played that.
it's
in,
good.
Forever.
It's good, but it's
3 unique bosses, like 5 unique enemies.
it's above Bottle Grotto.
It has a very good item at the end too.
All right,
It
so
changes the whole game.
final listing.
Well, can
We've
we
got-
talk about Turtle Rock for a second? How wrong Andy is.
No, we can't.
Okay.
So Turtle Rock number 1. Tail Cave number 2.
Catfish
Eagles
is
Tower.
mod.
Catfish's Maw 3.
Yes.
Eagles Tower 4. Key Cavern 5. I believe
Face Shrine.
Face Shrine 6.
Angler's Tunnel.
Angler's Tunnel 7. Bottle Grotto. The worst of the worst.
Worst.
You're here to her first. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're now
Enjoy
time
Master Quest.
sending it
Master
over
Quest.
to Master Quest.
Booyah.
Tune in next week for more from the Hyrule Compendium.
That's very
Mine's the
clever,
host
Bonnie.
now.
You should do that.
See, it's good we have this table set up.
Always a pleasure.
Your catch?